Why?
There you go.
Debbie Marcoux is licensed by the Department of Financial Institutions, NMLS ID 237926. Also licensed in Arizona 0941504, Florida LO 76508, Georgia 69178, Idaho, Nevada 57237, Oregon, Tennessee 184373, Texas, Washington MLO 237926.
She's the mortgage mom. She can get things done when you're in need and don't know where to go. Pick up the phone and call mom.
All right. Well, welcome to Mortgage Mom Radio. I'm Debbie Marcoux. And as always, I've got Miss Heidi Schlegelpoints. How you doing, Heidi?
I'm good. How are you?
I am good. I am good. We are rolling. We are zooming. We've got our sound happening. We've got our phones working. Everything seems to be in order, which is fantastic. So I'm super excited. So this is Mortgage Mom Radio. For anybody that has not tuned in before, what do? We are a mortgage show. We talk about all things real estate. We are here to help you, educate you, and get you the educate you and get you all of the information that you need to have in regards to real estate and mortgage. So I do want to say that I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos where I'm like really kind of addicted to this whole Bitcoin thing. And they all say, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not giving you financial advice. And I'm thinking, this is an education show. We're talking about real estate and mortgage. I wonder if I should be doing that at the beginning of these shows.
Probably not a bad idea.
Right?
It's always a good thing to have disclaimers.
Right, exactly. So I'm going to let everybody know I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not giving you financial advice. I am giving you education and information all about real estate and mortgage. And of course, the information that you are getting from me is all my opinion and Heidi's opinion and nobody else's. So anyway, just wanted to let you know. If you guys are watching, please put something into the feed. We're going to read your questions out loud. Let us know that you are here, that you're watching. We'd love to know that. This show is all interactive. The more questions that we get, the more information that you ask, or the more questions that you ask, the better that the show is, because if you're thinking it, somebody else is thinking it. So make sure that you guys let us know that you're here. Give us a thumbs up, say hi, give us a like on the video. It helps our algorithm. It gets us going. It gets YouTube showing our stuff when somebody tries to do a search about mortgage. So, please jump in there and tell us that you're here. So we have got actually a couple of people are already coming in, Heidi. So we've got Dad saying, hi, guys, taking a break from the floating pink Cadillac. So I love that. Just so that everybody knows,
Nice.
Dad is building me a boat. And he said, what color do you want it? And I said, pink. So he restores older race boats, flat bottom outboard race boats, Switzer Crafts. And so that was his big thing, is he was going to build each one of us a boat before he dies someday. So anyway, so he is in the middle of building mine. He says, what color do you want? And I said, I want pink. So he's doing pink and black. I bet you it's going to look absolutely amazing, but he's calling it the pink Cadillac, and I'll bet it is going to be gorgeous. So thank you very much, Dad. I can't wait to see it. So we've got Luke Leonard on. He says,
I can't wait to go on it.
Right? It's going to be fun. It's going to be a good time. And it's going to be one of those things where it's like an old caddy that you're just going to cruise. I'm not looking at it to do anything crazy. He's like, well, this boat will hit 70 miles an hour. I'm like, Dad, nobody needs to do 70 on the lake. It's just not necessary.
No.
But for him, it is. He's all about his 100-mile-an-hour boat. So I'm super good cruising. I think it'll be a blast. And, you and I will have to take a day and do that. All right. So we've got Luke. Absolutely. We've got Luke Leonard on. He says, about to call in with my wife. We need some serious help with understanding VA loans and my new job. Thanks so much for doing this. So, Luke, I want to let you know, number one, if you want to call in right now during the show, we will actually get you on the show. People can hear your voice. You can ask your question. I will answer those for you. So please feel free to do that. Anybody else listening, if you guys are watching us, if you're listening by radio on Saturday or Sunday, you are not going to be able to call in and get on the radio. This is pre-recorded. We do it Wednesdays and we do it live. So if you do want to be interactive, you want to call in and you want to be part of the show, you need to actually call us on Wednesday. So the best way to do that is to call our number. It's 844-935-3634 on Wednesdays during the show. If you take that same number and you text the word mom to 844-935-3634, that's 844 we lend for you, LEND, and the number 4. Text the word mom. You will once a week get a notification, a text message that says we are live, and it will have a link to click on so that you can get to the show. That is the easiest way to be interactive and to participate. So Leonard, if you want to call in, please feel free. It's 844-935-3634. Give us a call or go ahead and start typing right now. Put that question in the feed and I will answer those questions for you. We will jump into VA loans, new jobs, so we can definitely hit some of those topics without you calling or without you asking the questions. But if you want to, the phone lines are open. So we've got Heather that says, hi, everyone. Hi, Heather. Thanks so much for watching. My dad says going back after the show. Thank you, Dad. Go finish it up. I can't wait to see it. Heidi wants to get in the boat and do it with me. We've got Carrie says, hi, ladies. Carrie, thanks so much for watching as well. We love that you're jumping on here. Diane Sears, she says, hi, ladies. Hi, Diane. Thanks so much for watching. We've got Karen on, Karen Lampy. Karen, haven't heard from you in a little bit, but she is watching, so I love that. And my dad says it should be more like 80 miles per hour. So what are you putting on that thing, Dad? I mean, are we doing a 250 outboard?
We're not letting Dad drive.
No, we're definitely not. No. Anyway, it's going to be fun. It'll be a good time. Annette Williams says, happy Wednesday. Thank you, Annette. Happy Wednesday to you as well. And thank you again for jumping on and watching. Chief Manny says, I told you 80. Because we were talking about the other day, I said 70. He says, no, Grandpa said 80. So, all right, I guess we're going 80. Erica Joy says, hello. Hello, Erica. Thank you so much for always watching. We've got the good Aunt Pam on. She says hi there. So we love Aunt Pam is on. And again, anybody else watching, you guys, please put it in the feed. Tell us hi. Let us know that you're there. If you want to be interactive and you're listening to the show over the weekend, you've got to watch us do it live. So you've got to text the word mom to 844-935-3634, and that's going to get you opted in to get one text message a week with the link to the show. Heidi, what does that spell?
We lend the number 4, you.
That's right. 844 we lend for you. All right. So Cindy's on. Cindy says, hello. Thanks for all the fun mortgage information. And Dad says same motor that was on the Cuddy cabin, Evinrude 225. So that's going to be a big one. Mary Vachon gets on. She says, Mommy here. So my mom's watching. Thanks, Mom. Love it. It's you know what? It's so funny because my mom knows I've been doing the show for like 5 years now. And she's just finally starting to get on and watch. And she said it's because she's getting the text messages. So she gets the text, she can click the link and jump right on. And it's the easiest way to remind her that we're here and we're doing it. So love it, Mom. Love that you're doing it. And one of these days we're going to have to get you on the phone so that everybody can learn how I became the mortgage mom because you are the mortgage mom. Just saying.
Absolutely.
Anyway, right? There is no better. I'm telling you, I had the best coach in town. Anyway, all right. So let's do some catching up with Mom. And then we're going to jump into some good stuff. We need to talk about the store. I want to talk about divorce. My mom gave me that one. It was a really good one to talk about today. We wanted to talk about the DSCR loans, so for the investment properties. We wanted to talk about bank statements. We have somebody that jumped in, wanted to know about VA and new jobs. And then my aunt says, your hair looks really good, girls. So thank you very much. I know Heidi's looking very sexy today. Yes, you are. And then Annette gets on. She says, want to refinance. We are at 5% and have a balloon payment of $20,000 at the end. Hubby says too expensive to refinance. What can we do? Well, if you're at an interest rate of 5% and we can get you under 3%, so you're going to drop 2% in your rate, pretty sure that the refinance fees that we can include into the new loan so you don't have to pay them out of pocket in cash will probably make itself up in somewhere between 5 and 9 months. And then you're saving every month after that for as long as you hold that loan. So that one is an absolute no-brainer, Annette. Just give us a call, get on the books, schedule an appointment. You can go to mortgagemomradio.com and you can click the appointment button and you can make an appointment for a time that works best for you. So pick your day, pick your time. If there is not a time available that works for you, send me an email to questions@mortgagemomradio.com. So if you need an early morning or a later evening appointment, happy to get that coordinated for you. Not a problem whatsoever. But the longer that you hold out on getting that started, the worse. I mean, you're definitely paying a lot of money that you don't need to right now. So let's just get that 20 grand paid off. Let's get everything rolling and get you into a new mortgage. So and then Aunt Pam says the mother of all mortgages equals Mary. So she is absolutely right. Absolutely right. All right. So where do we want to start? We can do some catching up with Mom, or we've got a lot of topics. What do we want to do?
Well, why don't you tell me about your weekend in Havasu?
Okay, so the weekend in Havasu was good. We did find that poor Zeke does get car sick, and so in the car was massively worse than in the RV. So I don't know if it was sheerly the rate of speed that my husband drives, or if it was just, in general, maybe the motorhome is a little bit smoother, or maybe less motion going past the peripheral of his eyes. I'm not really sure, but it was definitely a rough drive there and back. So we will not be doing that again. We will be taking the RV for our way of commute. But other than that, we had a blast. Mikey brought a friend. Manny brought a friend, which was really nice because, you get the boys out there and they're having more fun when they've got their friends with them. And it was good. It was honestly very relaxing, nothing crazy, not super late nights. I'm still on my medication from my surgery, so not really any drinking for me, so I didn't wake up feeling hungover. So it was good. No, we had a lot of fun. We had a good time, and Mikey's friend actually went wakeboarding for the first time. He had never done it before, so that was fun to get him up behind the boat, and he was super excited, so we had a great time.
Oh, good. Sounds
Yeah.
like a really good weekend.
It was a fantastic weekend, so I'm ready to do it again. Ready to get out there and do it again. So yeah, that was my weekend. How was yours?
It was good, really relaxing. We had some monsoons again. We have a tree that has decided to potentially uproot in our front yard.
Ooh.
So yeah, and it's a big tree. My husband and I, we were looking at it going, has that always been leaning like that? I don't think it's been leaning like that.
Probably not. Probably not.
No.
Did you ever get your windows put back in? The new ones?
No,
They're
still on order.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So with those
though
monsoons, is there water coming through the windows?
not from this weekend.
Okay.
So luckily they weren't as bad as 2 weeks ago when my house was flooding through the windows.
Oh no.
So got lucky. It wasn't quite as bad. I mean, I love the monsoons. They're a lot of fun. They're beautiful, the lightning storms, but it will be a lot better when I have windows that are not leaking.
Yes, for sure. Well, we
and
were really
flooding into my house.
Yeah, we were really disappointed because when we went out there last weekend, number one, the weather was phenomenal. It was 102, 103, 99, 98. I think the day we left on Sunday, it was like 95 or 94. I mean, just amazing. This time of year, it's usually 125 degrees out there. So we got super lucky with the weather, and it kept saying that there could be a monsoon. There could be a monsoon. So we kept kind of waiting for it. It was really overcast, thinking that it was coming, and it never came. And then we take off on Sunday, and then we start seeing videos. We got home, I think, about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, 5 o'clock. And we start seeing videos of all these people in Havasu with the monsoon that rolled through. We're like, we missed it.
Yeah.
Because we just haven't seen it before. So I am looking forward to that. We're eventually we'll see it. So I'm sure it is very beautiful. And
Yeah,
I'm
they're
sure
beautiful.
it can be scary, at the same time.
Yeah, I definitely don't want to be out driving in one. right? It's beautiful to watch it from my upstairs balcony, like just to sit on the covered balcony and watch the beautiful lightning and thunder, listening to it. But our tree, I'm going, oh my gosh, if that goes over, it's going to hit our neighbor's house. It's going to hit our house. I mean, it's going to destroy something. But my husband's got it with a very large tie down straps
Yeah.
tied to another big tree.
There you go.
So hopefully that'll stay up. And once it calms down a little bit with monsoon season, we'll get that replanted or whatever they do with a huge tree. I'm not sure.
Right.
But that was about our weekend. We went out to dinner, took Christopher out because he finally didn't work on a Saturday night. So we got to have a nice little family dinner and pretty much just relax and do stuff around the house.
Very nice. I love it. I love it. Well, on that note, that's our catching up with mom. We're going to hit a quick commercial break. And then when we come back, we're going to start jumping into all the good stuff. But before we do that really quick, one last note on that was that Tiffany jumped in. She's watching and she says, monsoons gave us 3 sinkholes in the front yard. So yikes. Would not want that. So Tiffany's going to have to tell us all about what she had to do to fix those. I don't know a lot about sinkholes, but the movies that I've seen, it's not good. No. Not good at all. It's like people's pools just fall in. So, Tiffany, you'll have to tell us a little bit more about that. Thank you so much for chiming in. And again, anybody at all whatsoever that's watching that has a question, anything at all real estate or mortgage related, you just want to say hi, you want to pop in about boats, monsoons, or catching up with mom time, please feel free to do that. Put it in the feed. This is an interactive show. The more you guys interact with us, the more fun that it is. We're live every Wednesday. And if you want to know when we go live, you need to text the word mom to 844-935-3634. Heidi, what's that spell?
We lend for you.
That's right. It's 844 We Lend for You, LEND and the number 4. So let's take that quick commercial break and we're going to jump into all kinds of fun stuff. All right, so welcome back to Mortgage Mom Radio. I'm Debbie Marcoux. You've got Heidi Schlegel Points. We are the Mortgage Moms, and we are bringing you guys all of the information you could possibly need, all the education and information for all things real estate and mortgage. Again, I'm going to start saying this on every show. We are not financial advisors, and we are not telling you what to do. We are giving you our opinions and the knowledge that we know to try to help to educate you, make things as easy as possible in your ventures. So anyway, let's get into some fun stuff. So number one, and I know I mentioned it to you, I was doing this with the store, but I never really brought, I don't even think I've sent you the link yet. No. I have not. So we did create the Mortgage Mom Radio store. We always give everybody that closes a loan with us a t-shirt at the end of the transaction to say thank you, because we truly do appreciate your business. And, we'd love for you guys to wear our product. And wear our brand. Every adult that is on the, on the loan, whether it's a mom and son or a husband and wife or a daughter and mom or whoever that it might be, that's, 2 friends. If you're on a loan, you're going to get a free shirt from us. So we also have mugs, beer mugs and wine glasses and, beach bags and, all kinds of stuff. So we kept having people say, how do I buy more? I really love these shirts. They're super soft. How do I get another one? And my aunt, I got to say, it's Aunt Pam's fault. She kept saying, where do we get the merch? Where do we get the merch? So we created the Mortgage Mom Radio store. Jenny, my assistant, built it. She did the very best she can. Neither one of us are website designers. It is not pretty whatsoever, but you can get to the link. You can pick the product that you want. You can pick your size and your color. So all of the t-shirts come in a couple of different colors that you can select and you can check out. And if you did a loan with us, you've got a coupon code to get your t-shirt for free. If you want to buy some of the other pieces, feel free to do that. And you can use your credit card to check out. So we made that happen. If if anybody at all wants to get there, they want to buy a couple of things or check it out, all you got to do is go to mortgagemomradio.com. At the top of our mortgage website, you will see it says store t-shirts and more. Just click on there and it will take you straight to the store, and then you can look at the products that we have and select what you want. So just want to throw that out there. We did it. It's available. Go to mortgagemomradio.com if you're interested to see what we might have. If you guys are big fans and you love us, wear our products. We'd love that. And if we do a loan with you, we want to make sure you guys get something as a thank you from us. So that I did it. Can you believe it?
Well, I'm very glad you did it, because that's fun. I might have to get some wine glasses.
Right. Well, and let's back it up. Jenny did it. It was Jenny.
Good job, Jenny.
Yes. So we need to say thank you to Jenny. That is for sure. Yes. But yes, I said we were going to do it and we did it. So if you guys want the merch, it's there. All right. So number 2, let's jump in really quick. Leonard had the question earlier about VA and about a new job. So let's first talk about when somebody gets a new job. I think, Larry had a situation that just came up where he did a pre-approval for somebody. He was using their overtime income. Now all of a sudden they didn't tell him, get into escrow, starts a brand new job. Holy cow, now what, right? So let's just start really quick with new job. How about you give me what you're thinking about it, and then I'll throw in what I'm thinking about it.
So I think it's kind of a broad question.
It is.
New job, it all depends on what your new job is. Is it in the same field? Is it hourly? Are you working a full 40 hours a week? Are you salary? Do you have an offer letter? New jobs aren't necessarily a problem or a challenge. It just depends on what that is, right? Were you in school before? Did you have a job before? So we have to take a look at that and see what job you have. What job did you have? Are you coming out of school? And how are we going to calculate that income? So is it full-time? Is it part-time? There's just a lot. I think it's a little hard to answer that. I'm sure you'll have a different way to answer it, Debbie.
Yeah.
But having a new job does not stop you from getting a home loan. It's just having the right questions, being able to put the pieces of the puzzle together and figuring out what that income is based on that new job.
Right. And so, with what happened with Larry's situation this week is, number one, they're in escrow and now having problems with the loan. That could have absolutely been avoided if the borrower would have said, hey, Larry, I've got a new job offer and I'm contemplating taking it. Is this going to mess with my loan, right? And just talking about it, the more that you tell us, we've said this on every show, the more that you communicate with your loan officer, the easier that it's going to be to make sure that things stay smooth. So in that situation, if you're in a position, in a job where you do work a lot of overtime, we may not be able to use that overtime income in qualifying you if the job is brand new. Even if you have history of that overtime, a brand new job doesn't necessarily guarantee that you're going to continue to work those same overtime hours. So we need to actually talk and strategize around, okay, what do we do in order to continue to utilize that additional income that is needed? And so we don't want to ever tell you, no, don't go take a new job. You're obviously looking for one for a reason. Maybe you're going to get a higher salary, but if we don't use the overtime, you still don't have as much income when in qualifying. So definitely things that you need to talk to us about. But like Heidi mentioned, I'm gonna reiterate that again. Just because you have a brand new job does not mean you've got any particular amount of time that you need to wait. Every job is absolutely different, whether you're salaried or you're hourly, or like Heidi said, you've been in school and you have your history of school to support your new employment, brand new. So there's a lot of things that we can absolutely discuss and will not necessarily hold you back and say, you have to work the job for 2 years. If you haven't been on that same job for 2 years, you can't get a loan. That is 100% inaccurate. And what you need to do is you need to get on the books and you need to talk with one of our loan officers, whether it's me, Heidi, or anybody else on the team. You need to talk with one of us, discuss your situation, and let us tell you what you've got going on, strategize around it, and make sure we get the application put in the right way. The best way to get the best way to get an appointment with us is to just go to the website. Go to mortgagemomradio.com. There's an appointment button. Click that button and schedule the appointment for a time that works best for you. You're going to get a text message from us 15 minutes before reminding you of the call, and then we're going to call you exactly right on time. So again, go to mortgagemomradio.com, click on that appointment button, and schedule that call. If you're listening on Saturday or Sunday by radio, we do have appointments open even on the weekends. So don't hesitate. If you're listening right now, it's the weekend. It's easy for you to kind of start a discussion about, buying a home right now today. This is the best time to do it because you're not at work and you've got the time available. So go to the website, book that appointment, and you're going to get a phone call back from us along with your 15-minute reminder text message in advance. So pretty cool. All right, so Carrie jumped in and she says, how did I not know about the store? I'm ordering my wine and beer glasses now. You know what? It's Mortgage Mom Radio. Wine and beer mugs were an absolute mandate. Then the beach bags had to do the beach bags. I'm working on some, pretty nice hats for the guys. And I really want to get those hats with the ponytail holders for the girls. And all of the different stores that I'm going to that I'm looking for the inventory I haven't found, but trust me, I'm going to find those because I think that they are by far the best. We've also got some nice tank tops. It's summertime, it's hot. So if you don't want the 3/4 sleeve or you don't want the capped sleeve, then you can get the tank tops. So I think Heidi needs to jump on that store too.
I do. And tank tops, definitely, because I have to tell you, I am burning up right now in my house.
Well, we are burning up here in the studio because obviously the air conditioning is off so that we're not hearing that sound in the background. Right. But yes, I know it's hot, right? So
it is really hot today here and my AC is off right now. So yeah. I am melting.
Yes. The other thing is that I got us some face masks as well. So, with all the mandates and everything that's ticking up with what's going on in the world, I almost didn't order them. And I was like, oh, this is over. This mask thing is over. And then all of a sudden, boom, it's like, CDC says, I'm like, we're ordering masks. So we've got some Mortgage Mom Radio masks on there too.
I might need some of those with our scare this week. So
yes, I know. Yeah. And I'm so happy to hear that everything turned out okay and nobody got anything and Jeremy's good. But yeah, it's scary out there right now. It's very scary. Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. So how do you guys interact? How do you call? How do you know that we're on live? You text the word mom to 844. We lend for you. That's LEND and the number 4. Text the word mom to 844-935-3634. That's how you get your text message once a week to know that we have gone live. That's how you call into the show. You use the same phone number. You ask your questions if you want us to hear your voice, or you go ahead and you put something into the feed that we're watching. We're going to read that out loud and answer those questions for you. So Carrie says, LOL, I got the beach bag too. I'm so excited. Carrie, I got to tell you that it's actually the absolute perfect size for a diaper bag. So, like literally diapers, wipes, everything would fit in there. So, I'll give you one. Call me. All right. So let's go to a really quick break. When we get back, we're going to talk DSCR and bank statements because we promised that last week. And then we're going to finish up the show with divorce because I think anybody that is looking to get a loan that's in the middle of divorce, I think that's a hot topic. Mary, the original mortgage mom, was the one that said, you haven't talked about this in a really long time and you need to bring it up. And so I love that she is giving me advice. I will always take it from you, Mom, always. So let's go to that quick break and we'll be right back. All right, so welcome back. This is Mortgage Mom Radio. And I just said that we were going to actually talk DSCR and bank statement, and then we were going to get into divorce, but we've actually got Luke on the phone. You said it was Luke. So Jenny's going to go ahead and pass him through right now so that we can answer his questions. Heidi, you might not be able to hear him, but I will do my best to do what I can. So Jenny, go ahead and put him through now. All right, welcome to Mortgage Mom Radio. This is Debbie. Who's this?
Hi, my name is Luke. How you doing?
I'm good. How you doing, Luke?
Good.
Good. How can we help you today?
Yeah, so I was just wondering, I had a couple of questions. So like a quick brief background, I guess, is my wife and I were currently in Valencia, California. We're spending about $2,600 a week for a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, and we kind of want to stop lighting money on fire and buy property as soon as possible. So I just wanted to see how quickly I could get a home. I just got a new job in the movie industry, and I just wanted to see what we could do to speed up the process of getting a home.
Okay, so you're right in our backyard. We're right here in Santa Clarita as well.
Welcome to the 8x8 audio
Uh-oh.
testing service.
Oh, Mikey, I don't know what you touched. Sorry about that. Okay, so we're right here. You're in our backyard, so we would be more than happy to help you with whatever that you need. So just reach out when you're ready. I know that you're the one that put the question in the feed a little bit earlier today, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so you mentioned VA. So are you a veteran?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so that's going to be a nice part, is that you're not going to need your down payment. You do need closing costs, so that's something that a lot of people do not prepare for. So you want to make sure that you are prepared as far as money goes when it comes to closing costs. The market is very hot right now. I'm sure that you've been watching. Properties are selling very, very quickly. It really is a seller's market. So in a slower market, it's very easy for us to negotiate to get a seller to pay closing costs for you, which means that you could get into a home, no down, no closing costs. Right now in this market, that is difficult. It's not unheard of, but it is difficult. So you do want to make sure that you've got about 2% of your sales price in savings to go apply towards those closing costs that you're going to need. So that's kind of the basic on VA, and we can take this absolutely offline and really dive in more to numbers when you're ready to do that. But as far as the job goes, you said that you just got a job in the movie industry. So let me ask you, what were you doing before that?
I was also in the movie industry, but it was just a completely different job.
Okay. But are you, so basically you work a job, you're off a job, you work a job, you're off a job. So how long have you been doing that?
Yeah, I've been doing that for about 3 years now.
Okay. So as long as you have the history and that's kind of the majority of how the entertainment industry works. And Heidi, I know you can't hear his questions, but you know I'm talking about entertainment. So if there's something that you want to jump in and pipe into, just do it. But in that industry, that is usually how it goes. I mean, you're going to work seasons of shows where they're on season, then they're off season. You might move then over to a different show and work a different set. You might be in the show, right? So as long as you have the history of being in that industry, and we're going to get all of the W-2s that you've worked for all of those different years, then we're going to take an average of what those years' income have been. If you recently went from going into union where you weren't union before, then we might have another way to look at current income to try to give you a little bit more than trying to do that average. So you're not necessarily just out until you've been on the job you're in for 2 years. We just really need to dig in a little bit deeper into what are you doing now? What did you do before? Where's the income now? Where was it before? And then we're going to work around that to see what the best way to get you qualified is. So what exactly were you doing before to now? Because you made it sound like there was a change of some sort.
Yeah, it was. I was just an art director PA.
Okay.
And then I changed my job. Now I'm actually a greensman.
Okay.
And I joined Local 44 this year.
Okay. So you just joined the union, which is fantastic. And being a greensman, are you more full-time now at this point, not so on-off?
Yeah, there's a lot of work right now. A lot of shows are kicking off, so there's a ton of work right now.
Yeah. So it's definitely something I think we need to sit down and talk about. I don't think that you're ruled out as far as being able to get a loan. I think we just need to really talk about, what shows you're working, what are your seasons, how many hours are you working right now, what is that pay? We might get maybe get a letter or some help from, your foreman or whoever it is, your supervisor that you're reporting to, and we'll try to figure out how best to establish what today's income is versus, what you were doing before, since the actual job itself changed.
Yeah, sounds good. And also, I had a question about DTI.
Sure. Okay.
Okay, so my debt to income ratio right now, I'm trying to get it to 0. We pay off our credit cards every single month. What we're trying to do is pay off just our cars. That's what we have. We have the tail end of my wife's car, and then we have my truck. And we're trying to get that to 0 before we apply. Is that going to affect how much we can borrow?
It will. So what we're going to do for your debt to income ratio, the way that it works is we're going to take what the new mortgage payment is going to be, principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. We're going to take any monthly debts that you have. So if you pay your credit cards off monthly, those are not going to be accounted for. If you have student loans, even if they're on deferment, they are going to be accounted for. So we're going to look at everything that you have going on with the new mortgage payment, and we're going to divide that by your gross income to come up with the debt to income. On a VA, because you're a vet and we can go that route, they're very, very lenient in the debt to income ratio. Heidi, what would you say is the highest debt to income ratio we have actually seen get approved and closed?
So it does depend on their credit score, to be honest, because that's been coming up more lately. In the 60s?
Yeah. We've seen some really, really high ones. Mm-hmm.
Mid to higher 60s.
Yeah. Yeah, so we've seen some, we've seen,
It's high.
yeah, Luke, we've seen some really high ones in the 60s, 65s. I mean, I've seen them almost approaching 70 get approved with a VA loan.
Wow.
Okay, so
that's a bit too much.
it's way, way, way too much. It is way too much. But because you have that eligibility that a lot of people don't have, we're going to have some more leniency. So maybe in your situation where this works out is you might be saying that's way too much. But your income today might really only be a 35 or a 40 DTI. But if we have to take an average of the old jobs that you were doing in the entertainment industry with what you're doing today, it may look on paper to an underwriter and by guidelines that you're at a 70, but we're going to still be able to get you into that home that you know you can afford. So really what you need to do is you got to get on the books. What I would say is you're in the studio right now and we're not great with this phone thing. So we're going to hang up. If you want to call back and schedule an appointment, I'd say get on the books and talk with us. Let's do the pre-approval. Let's work through the income and let's figure out what the very best scenario is for you. If you want to just go to the website, go to mortgagemomradio.com. You can book an appointment there. And if there isn't a time that works for you because you need early morning or late afternoon, just send an email to us. Go to questions@mortgagemomradio. Send me an email and I'll get you hooked up with somebody that can help you off hours.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Appreciate your time.
You're welcome. Thank you for calling in. Really appreciate it. It's people like you that are making our show fun.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
All right. You have a good one.
Yep. Cheers. Thank you.
All right. You're welcome. Bye-bye. All right. So I know, and then Heidi, you got really quiet while he was on the phone. I think it might be just because the 8x8 came in. So so now you're right back. Your sound's back again. So I think it just kind of overworks itself. And I hate that you can't hear it, but with you on Zoom, then you're not hearing what we hear in our ears from the computer. So it kind of stinks, but that's okay. But it was a great call. He had really good questions. And as everybody that was listening can hear, every single situation is so in tune with the different scenarios. You have to just call us and you've got to get that consultation to know what you can do. Him in his mind, he's like, there's just no way. I want to know, is there anything I can do to speed this up, not have to wait the 2 years? He probably didn't even have to wait until now to have been able to do something. You know, a lot of people feel like, oh, well, I work and I'm off. I mean, construction workers, wintertime, sometimes they're not working in the winters and they're on unemployment. That's okay. You don't have to be straight 2 years with no break. We just have to establish that that's what your industry does. And so this is how we're going to calculate that income to qualify.
Yeah, it just has to be normal for your industry.
Right.
It can't be that you work a job, you decide not to work for 6 months, you work a job, decide not to work for 6 months. It has to be consistent with the industry standard.
Right. You can't be
and that's okay.
You can't be a cook in a kitchen and then decide to be a receptionist and then decide to go do something else. If it's within your, same field of work or same field of business, we're going to be okay. So, and hey, you know what? If you're a cook in a kitchen and working a reception job and then doing something else, but you were in school and now all of a sudden you've got an offer letter on the table for what you went to school for, hey, that's a totally different story too. So again, every scenario, you guys have to get on the books. You've got to talk with one of us, get that free consultation. Why would you not do it? I mean, if you're thinking, I'd love to buy a house, I just don't think that I can, don't stop there. I mean, that's what this show is all about. I'm trying to drive people to move forward and say, yes, you can do it. Or with a plan in place, you can get it done, and we're going to get you there. So the best thing to do is get the consultation, give us a call, get on the books, go to the website, do whatever you need to do so that you can talk with one of us. So Heidi, what's our number? Where do they call to get that appointment?
844, we lend for you.
Look at her. She's going to know it one of these times. It's 844-935-3634. Give the office a call. Get on the books. You guys can go to the website. Go to mortgagemomradio.com. You can book your appointment right there. There's an appointment button. Click on it and schedule a time that works best for you. You'll get a text message 15 minutes beforehand, and then you'll get a call right on the dot. We're it's one of my pet peeves. We are not late. We call you when we tell you we're going to call you. If you guys want to be interactive, you want to call in like Luke just did, we'd love for you to do that. The more calls we get, the more questions that we get, the better that the show is. So you're going to text the word mom to Heidi.
Yeah. 844, we lend for you.
There you go. 844, we lend for you. That's LEND and the number 4. That's 844-935-3634. Text the word mom to that number. You want to call in during the show. That's the same phone number that you call. But when you text mom to that number, you're opting in, not for us to send you a link to our store, not for us to give you coupon codes, not for us to bother you about anything other than a link once a week right when we go live, so that you can be interactive. You can call us. You can ask us your questions. You can put them into the feed. You can watch the show, anything that you need. If you guys are watching right now, please give us a thumbs up, like our show. This is the best way to get the algorithm for us out there with YouTube. We'd really, really appreciate it. It helps us help everybody. It gets us higher up in that feed. Somebody types in mortgage, we're going to come up as something that they might want to watch. So we'd really appreciate it if you guys would do that. So, okay, so let's jump into the next. Well, actually, I think we should jump into a quick commercial. And then when we come back, we're going DSCR and bank statement. Ready?
Sounds good.
All right. All right, so welcome back. This is Mortgage Mom Radio. Mikey actually created us 2 new commercials for this week. One just played. It's kind of Olympics, because Olympics is going on right now. And that's the first time I've seen it all the way through. It's super cute. Thank you, Mikey. Earlier in the show, we missed my Aunt Pam. She says, oh my God, love these commercials. Then she says, thank you for your service. That was to Luke. So yes, Luke, thank you for your service. Seriously. And every other veteran out there. We really, really appreciate it. Hats off to you guys. Serious. And then Carrie says, Heidi got really quiet. I don't know if it's because of the call. Yes, Carrie, it was. Heather says, thank you, Luke. That was a great question. It was, Heather. And again, that's what I'm just trying to tell you guys. The more people that are brave like Luke that ask questions, nobody knows who Luke is. Nobody knows him by the sound of his voice. Nobody knows him by his name. Nobody's going to know you. But if you have a question that you want to ask, pop in and do it. It makes the show so much better. It helps somebody else, maybe with the same question, hear the answer. And then Aunt Pam jumps in again and says, great commercials. So thank you very much. We got one more to play for you guys before the show is over that Mikey created today, a new one. And we're going to try to get some new ones in there every couple of weeks. So Cindy jumps in, says, great questions and great VA information too. Yes, it was, Cindy. And we love that you had a comment for that. So, all right. So let's get into, and for anybody at all that is self-employed, or even if you are not self-employed, maybe you don't qualify for the refinance that you want, but you have an investment property and that's the house that you want to do your financing on, you've got to listen to this piece, because we've got some great loans that will get you the financing that you need, even if maybe the income isn't quite there to qualify as far as, income documentation. So pay stubs, tax returns, things of that nature. So my very, very favorite, and I know you love bank statements, but my very, very favorite is the DSCR. DSCR is basically, it stands for a debt service program. It's a debt service program. So Heidi, I'm going to let you jump in and talk about it, and then I'm going to bring home whatever you didn't say or something else that I'm thinking. So
Perfect.
DSCR, this is for investment properties, if you own one or if you want to buy one. and you don't have the income that you can show us on those tax returns or those pay stubs or W-2s to qualify. So let's talk about it.
So I will tell you, this program throws me off every time. And it throws me off because it's so easy. and
Yes.
and I can't wrap my head around it. But
Uh-huh.
it really is a great program. If you have an investment, you want to refinance, you want to purchase, cash out, rate and term, anything. All we have to get from you, no income, assets, maybe for reserves. However, and I'll preface, if you're doing a cash out, we can actually use your cash out as your reserves. So
Woo-wee.
we don't have to get assets from you in that case.
It doesn't have to be in the banking season. Did y'all hear that?
Doesn't have to be in the banking season for cash out.
For cash out refinance. So purchase different, rate term different. You do need to have the reserves. It's not a huge amount of reserves, but you do need them. Cash
2 months.
Yes, 2 months. Like I said, not a huge amount of reserves. So,
Right.
but cash out, we can use the cash out as the reserves. That is not something that you typically see on any program.
No.
Like zero programs. So take that and file that right now, especially if you're in that situation where you've got an investment property, you wanted to pull some cash out on it, you need to do some repairs to that investment, maybe you want to take that money and go buy another investment, and your tax returns, W-2s, or pay stubs don't quite get you there to qualify. This is an awesome program for you. So how do we determine whether or not we will approve this one, Heidi?
So we basically determine it has to cash flow. Okay. Cash flow means you take the rental income, and the rental income is determined by your current lease agreement and or the rents from the appraisal. So we'll do an appraisal and they determine the current market rent. We're going to take the lesser up. So either what you rent it for or what the current market rent is. We divide that by your principal, interest, taxes, and insurance.
Yes.
Okay. So the outcome has to be equal to or more than.
Okay.
Make
And
sense?
it makes total sense.
Okay.
And with most, let's say that we're doing a normal Fannie Freddie conventional loan and we're looking at a brand new property that you're purchasing and we're getting a lease agreement. We see $3,000 a month for this lease. We're only going to give you 75% of the income on that lease. Is it the same way on this program, or is it 100%?
It's 100%. We're actually taking, if it's $3,000 for rent, and let's just say that's what the market value is, $3,000. We're going to take that $3,000, divide it by your principal, interest, taxes, and insurance.
And as long as it is
And as long as
covered,
it's covered, it has to be covered 100% covered. You qualify.
okay,
You're good.
What are we looking at? What do you think credit score wise? What are we looking at? What do you need?
We don't use credit, right?
We do.
I don't remember.
We do. We do use credit. Yes. And I want to
Oh, we do. We
do.
use credit, but we don't use liabilities. I apologize.
Correct. So we are
Yes.
pulling your credit report.
Yep.
If your credit score, put it this way, if your credit score is over 680, you'll be good.
Yep.
The loan to value that we can go to on these programs is determined by credit score. So the higher that your credit score is, the less that you need to put down, or the more that you can pull out cash
Right.
will be based on your total overall, the credit score. But if you have a 680 or better in your credit score, as long as you've got the down payment amount that's needed, or you don't need to take as much in cash out, there should be a loan for you as long as that property cash flows. So
Right.
it is really pretty cool. I mean, we've got one going on right now. We've actually got a couple of them going on right now, and the interest rates on them are not bad whatsoever. I believe we have those locked in still in like the mid 4s. So you're talking about an investment property, you talk about a refinance, cash out, and you're still in the mid 4s. It's a phenomenal product. And we're not doing any income qualifying whatsoever. The property is holding its own. So
Correct. And
pretty
we do not
amazing.
have to include your other properties for cash flow. If you own multiple, you're good there. It really is simple. I mean, I have to tell you, I hadn't done one in a long time because they just haven't been available. And I was asking more questions. My head underwriter says, Heidi, you are asking more questions than it takes to approve this loan.
Way over analyzing. It is a really, really simple loan. So I want to throw that out there for everybody listening. If you've been in that situation, you want to buy your first investment property or you want to refinance one that you've got and you're a little bit worried about income, as long as you've got pretty good credit and some equity in the property or you've got the down payment, give us a call, get on the books, go to mortgagemomradio.com, click on that appointment button and schedule it. Call the office. It's 844-935-3634. Get your free consultation. Let's talk to you about that loan program and see if it's something that we can do for you. We are rounding out the hour for radio, but we're not going to go anywhere. Mikey, don't shut us off. We're not going to go anywhere, but I need to round this off for radio because we take the sound and we send it to the stations for the weekend shows. So we are going to go to a quick commercial break. We're going to say goodbye, and then we're going to come right back to finish bank statement. And then, you know what? I think I'm going to save divorce for next week. So again, if you guys are listening by radio, you want to be interactive, you want to know when we go live, you want to be part of the show, you want to know about divorce, what do you need to know if you want to get financed when you're in the middle of one, you got to watch next week's show. So text the word mom to 844-935-3634. Or give us a call or go to the website, mortgagemomradio.com, book your appointment. But let's go ahead and throw that commercial on, Mikey, and then we'll get back and we'll jump right back into the show. If you're watching or listening on radio, if you guys want to hear the rest of the bank statement program for self-employed borrowers, then go to our YouTube channel and watch the show that we just did this past Wednesday, July 28th. So here we go, Mikey. All right. So welcome back to Mortgage Mom Radio. I'm Debbie Marcoux. And as always, I've got Heidi. Mikey, I have no idea what is going on, but our mortgagemomradio.com and our phone number are all overlapping each other on the screen. So maybe something that you can fix next week when we run that little piece. So Heidi, so let's get into, this is our bonus hour. We're going to call this Mortgage Mom Radio bonus hour. Let's go ahead. So Aunt Pammy, by the way, Mikey says, great job, Mikey. So she must really like that last commercial you did. It was another brand new one that we haven't done before. So yes, Mikey, I love it. You've been really knocking it out of the park. I really appreciate you. My 16-year-old is behind the camera and the computers and YouTube and this whole thing that we've got rolling, and I am absolutely just so proud of him. So, all right, so we are back. Mortgage Mom Radio. This is After Hours. Let's talk self-employed borrowers. Let's talk bank statements. We've never really been able to get into the nitty-gritty on it, so let's do it. So start talking, and I'm going to jump in when I feel like I need to. This is Heidi's baby. I know that I can sell it. I know what we can do. I know I can price the rate. I can tell you it's an amazing product, but once you send me those 12 or 24 months bank statements, they get a forward button as fast as they can go to Manny. Manny gets them all in the folder, and then it's like, Heidi, it's all you, baby, go.
Yeah. Okay. So I love bank statement loans. They take a little bit longer to look through because it's a lot of bank statements, but there's a lot of opportunity there. So bank statements, we can do multiple different programs with bank statements. Great thing. If you are self-employed and you've never opened up a business account, we can still use it. We can use personal bank statements. You can use 12 months, 24 months. I always recommend 24 months if you have it, because you do get better pricing. We're able to really calculate more efficiently and come up with a better ratio. However, if you only have 12, if you've been self-employed for 1 year, but you were in that same business prior, we can get an exception to still approve your loan. So that's really great as well, because a lot of programs won't allow us to do 1 year.
Right. So really quick, I'm going to stop you and make sure that everybody listening understands this is for a self-employed borrower. This bank statement program is not for somebody that's a W-2 or an employee and it's, employed. This is for a self-employed borrower. And what Heidi just said is, if you have been self-employed for a year, not 2, which is what most loan programs want, somebody to be self-employed at least 2 years before approving them. If you have been self-employed for 1 year, but you were in the same industry. So for example, if you were a W-2 dentist, and then you went and you opened your own practice. Same with a doctor. Same with, anybody
An
that's
attorney.
an attorney. If you've been in the movie industry, because Luke brought that up today, and you were working for Entertainment Partners, and now you went and bought all of your own equipment and you're leasing your own stuff out. If you are in the same industry, we can get the exception to allow for the 1 year of self-employment. So I'm going to let you keep going, but I just want to make sure that people listening are understanding, just because you don't qualify with your W-2 job or your pay stub does not mean we can throw you into a bank statement loan. You have to be a self-employed borrower. So
Correct. And you have to truly be self-employed. We have to be able to verify with your CPA that you are self-employed.
yes.
So we will look at your bank statements. We're going to analyze all your deposits, how much you're depositing in. And then there's a couple ways we calculate it. We have to know what your actual expenses are through the months that we're calculating your deposits. If you can qualify with a 50% expense ratio, all we have to get from your CPA is a letter stating that what your percentage of ownership is and how long you've been self-employed. Done. Good.
Easy. I like that.
Super easy.
So no
Okay?
P&Ls,
No P&Ls,
no balance sheets.
no balance sheets,
So
nothing
if you
else
can-
from your CPA.
So if you can qualify with 50% of the amount of the deposits, is that what you're saying?
Right. So if you can qualify with 50% of the amount of the deposit, so we're taking 50% of that and saying it's an expense, right? That's what it costs you to run your business. If you qualify, we're good. We're going to ask you for a business narrative letter, basically saying, what do you do? How's your business run? It's very simple. And a letter from the CPA just stating that you do, in fact, own 100% of your business, or whatever percentage you own, right? Doesn't have to be 100%. Then we're going to take 50% of that expense and then the percent that you own
Very
and
nice.
qualify you that way.
Very nice.
Then if you do not, which, some businesses are going to be more than a 50% expense ratio. You run a medical service, right? A doctor's office, something like that. Their expense ratios are 60, 70%.
Right.
So then we're going to either get two options: a letter from your CPA that says what your expense ratio is for the months that we reviewed your statements, right? From January of 19 to January of 2021.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to say exactly what your expense ratio is, that you own X percentage of the business, and that's it.
Right. Or
We're done.
Right. Or we're going
Or-
to get those P&Ls and balance
Or we're
sheets.
going to get the P&Ls for those months,
Right. Right. So it
along
it-
with all those statements.
Yeah, exactly. So it really is a fantastic program. If you are self-employed, we're not looking at tax returns. We're not looking at what you've written off. There's a lot of, write-offs that you do, especially in your first year of self-employment or 2nd year when you're just getting ramped up. You've got equipment you're buying. So that's coming off as a big depreciation, or it's coming off as a complete huge expense. There's a lot of those years that not necessarily were the expenses as big as what it looks like on those tax returns. So it really is a great product for self-employed borrowers. It does open up purchases, refinances, rate and term, and cash out. So, and the interest rates on those, what are you seeing today, Heidi, is kind of an average?
High threes, low fours.
Yeah. I mean, really good considering.
Yeah, they're very good considering they're, outside of the box, right? They're not a standard tax returns,
Yeah.
Loan. We are able to do this based on your deposits versus based on your tax filing.
Right. Yeah.
And this works great for people that, yes, they have a lot of write-offs, but their deposits do support their income.
Right.
And so we're able to do it that way. And the rates are phenomenal for
They
the
are.
program that we're doing.
They are. I mean, and you've got to consider this. They're called non-qualified mortgages. That means that you are not qualifying for the mortgage, right? So we're going with alternative documentation to get this loan done. And it does take special lenders that are willing to lend with alternative documentation. You're not the cookie cutter borrower. You're not going to get the cookie cutter borrower interest rate. But these are fantastic programs that do help out quite a few people to get into homes, refinance their properties, get the cash out that they need, and, be able to qualify for the mortgage and and get that loan closed. So again, if you are self-employed, you've been having a hard time getting your loan approval done, you've been in the middle of a refinance for 3 months and the bank is not getting back to you and you're wondering why, you're probably not qualifying and your loan officer is probably having a hard time figuring out how to pick up the phone and tell you that. So what you want to do is you want to give us a call, get on the books, get your free consultation, talk to us. Everybody here at Mortgage Mom Radio, all of our loan officers understand the program and can talk to you about it. So go to the website, go to mortgagemomradio.com, click on that appointment button and schedule it. If you don't see a time that works for you, send an email to questions@Mortgage Mom Radio. I will definitely find somebody who will help you to get an appointment at a time that works best for you. If you guys want to know when we go live every week so you guys can follow us and interact, text the word MOM to 844-935-3634. What is that spelling, Heidi?
We lend for you. The number 4.
There you go. All right. So we've got a couple of comments that I haven't read here for a little bit, and this is an interactive show. So we want to hear from you. We want to see you. Debbie Killhafner says, nice seeing the show. Thank you so much, Deb. Adebisi, I don't even know if I said that right, and I'm so sorry, says, thank you for the amazing content, and you are very welcome, and thank you so much for watching. We are trying to do our very best to bring you guys all of the education and information that you need to try to make your next real estate and mortgage transaction as smooth as possible. That is our goal here. Our motto is where your family and future come first. So it is all about education, and we really hope you guys give us a call and do your next loan with us, because that is how we keep moving forward and doing the education for free. All right. And then we've got Mia. So Mia gets on. She says, we'll definitely be purchasing new merchandise on your site. Thank you for everything that you do. Wow. I love it. My first person that's going to visit the store and buy something who is not a Mortgage Mom Radio family member or employee. How exciting is that? I absolutely love it. Thank you, Mia. Thank you so much. So again, for everybody listening, we're going to actually round out the show because it's Wednesday. It's been an hour. Everybody's probably sick of YouTube. Do you have anything else that you want to mention? I kind of stopped you short on the bank statement thing. Is there anything that I didn't let you finish talking about, Heidi? I cut you off.
No, you know what? There's a lot to talk about with it. I think people just need, if they're interested, if it's something that they think might work for them, just call, schedule an appointment, talk to any of our loan officers. They're all amazing. They're all very well versed in the program, and see if it's something that can help you move forward in maybe a program that you're already looking at that's just not working out for you.
Absolutely. And then again, for everybody watching right now, if you guys want to hear a little bit more, we obviously have tons of topics that come up in every show. So it's not like next week's show is only about divorce, but it is something that I do feel like we should talk about. Can you buy a house when you're in the middle of the divorce? How exactly do you do that? Do you have to get your, ex to sign something while you're doing, do you have to qualify with the monthly payment on the current house? Or there's just so much. What about those credit cards that are joint credit cards? And what about car loans? And so we're going to talk all about that, because I think that was a great thing that my mom did bring up that we do need to discuss. There's a lot of people in that situation, so let's help everybody. And then, of course, obviously, all of the questions that are going to come in from the show are going to tell us where we're going next. So we want everybody to be interactive as well. So if you guys do want to know when we go live, you want to watch, you want to ask questions, you want to call like Luke did, we'd love for you guys to call in. That's fantastic as well. Text the word MOM to 844-935-3634. Get that free consultation if you like, or you have questions about anything that we talked about today. Go to mortgagemomradio.com and click on that application button. And that's it. We're going to say goodbye for the show. It was good. And we'll see you guys all next week. We'll talk to you soon. And Heidi, so good to see your face. I want to see you in person soon.
You too.
I know.
Big hug.
Big hug. Bye, guys. Have a good one.
Bye. Have a good week.